Alright, in this video we'll be looking at simplifying the following rational expression. So this is nothing more than the way you did before in terms of factoring. All the methods you learned for factoring, it's the same thing. You're going to apply the same rules that you did, okay? And then you're going to cancel things out. So you want to simplify. Remember, you're not going to get an answer for x or y. You just want to make the expression as small as possible. Okay guys, so the first thing you'll do is think about which ways that you factored. Look at the numerator. How many terms do you have? 4 terms, right? Right away, 4 terms means what? Factor by grouping, period. Okay? You group the first 2 terms, group the last 2 terms, factor each. Done. Okay? So let's go ahead and do that. What is the, remember, SNL. I will factor out the positive, right? Because positive and positive. Next, factor out my numbers. What's the greatest number that I can pull out? A 2. Right? And what's the greatest letter I can pull out? I have an X and an X, so I can pull out an X. Can I pull out a Y? No, because I don't have one here. So I can only pull out a 2X. What am I left with here? My 2X is gone, so I have an imaginary 1 here I don't need to put. What's left? Just Y. Right? Plus 10X. And I pulled out a 2X, so what's left? 10 divided by 2? 5. What about my X? No, because I pulled it out already. I have an imaginary 1. No need for it. Then I have my plus sign, so I recopy that. Same thing here. What is the greatest number and letter I can pull out? Well, the greatest number I can pull out is 3. Can I pull out a letter? No, because my Y is here, but not here. So, what am I left with here? I pulled out a 3, so I'm just left with Y. What am I left with here? 5 divided by 3 plus 5. And again, guys, a good way to check, you must have the same factor on the inside to know you did it right. Okay? And then remember, it's still divided by y squared minus 25. I'm not touching that yet. Okay? So let's rewrite this now. Remember, you group this one with this one and the 2 inside ones together. So you'll be left with 2x plus 3. And remember to keep the brackets, guys, okay? And you'll be left with y plus 5. Okay? And all of that is going to be divided by y squared minus 25. What does this look like though, guys, in the denominator? Y squared minus 25. Doesn't that look like a difference of squares? Okay? Remember where each term is square rootable. If each term is square rootable and there's a minus sign, it's a difference of squares. Okay guys, so I'll repeat that. If each term is square rootable and there's a minus sign between, it is a difference of squares, and it'll look like this. So I'll erase it and write what it becomes. So y squared minus 25 becomes y plus 5, because I'm actually square rooting both, and y minus 5. And that's a difference of squares, right? Where the signs are different. Okay? And now what's left? Remember, if you have a multiplication of 2 terms, okay, or a division of 2 terms, you are allowed to cancel things. If I had a plus sign between here, I would not be able to cancel up and down. But because I have 2 terms that are being multiplied, same thing in the denominator, I can cancel up and down. So what am I going to cancel? Y plus 5, y plus 5, goodbye, take it easy. And what's left? 2x plus 3. Whoop, sorry guys, that's a 3. Divided by y minus 5. And you're done. How do I know this answer is correct? Well, remember, I just want to simplify. I'm not looking for a value of x or a value of y. I'm just looking to make this as simple as possible. And that involves what? Factoring, using a method that you've learned, and canceling out by remembering if there's a product of 2 terms, you can cancel up and down. And that's why I left them in brackets. Alright guys, so you're essentially done.